it downfield. It is. Oh, it's caught. John Moran in the clutch. Oh, my word. Oh, my God. Deep to right field. Way up there. And way down the sideline. Jefferson. Another huge run. Jalen Red broke tackle. Stayed on his feet.
What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Blake's Take with me, Blake Neiman. And the SEC has proved once again why they are the best conference in college football. Both Alabama and Georgia not only made the college football playoff, but also won their semifinal games by a wide margin to advance to a rematch for all the marbles in the national championship game. First and foremost, the nation's best team, the Alabama Crimson Tide, humbled the previously undefeated Cincinnati Bearcats in a blowout 27-6 victory in the Cotton Bowl. Despite the large presence all season behind their Heisman Trophy winner Bryce Young, the Tide decided to go old school and run the rock against the elite Bearcats secondary that shut down the pass game. Brian Robinson carried the load for the Tide with 26 carries for a record-setting 204 yards. Robinson has waited for his time to shine behind guys like Damian Harris and Najee Harris, so once he finally got his opportunity, he was ready to seize it. While Young may have not only thrown for 181 yards, he still was a big-time threat in the red zone, throwing for 3 touchdowns on the day. Not to mention, he is now the all-time single-season leader in passing yards and touchdowns in Alabama history, passing his former teammate Mac Jones, who set those records just last season. The other big story was the Tide's relentless defense, which didn't allow the Bearcats to find the end zone once, and shut down the helm of their offense in quarterback Desmond Ridder. Ridder only completed 53% of his passes for 144 yards and was swallowed up by the Tide 6 times. They also held their former teammate Jerome Ford to just 77 yards on the ground. The versatility of the Tide being able to play both punch-mouth football and have a downfield air assault behind their Heisman Bryce Young will place them in great position in Indianapolis, where they will have a rematch set for their SEC championship game, where they faced off against the Georgia Bulldogs, and they will now face off against the national in the national championship after they rolled through the Michigan Wolverines in the Orange Bowl. Like the Tide, the Dogs dominated in their semifinal matchup against Michigan with a dominant performance on both sides of the ball to make a 34-11 victory over the Big Ten champions. Stetson Bennett and the Georgia offense rolled right from the get-go, scoring on their first 5 possessions. Bennett played the game of his life, making gutsy throws deep down the field, which paid off as his receivers were there to get it right on the money. Many of his big connections were to James Cook, the younger brother of NFL star Dalvin Cook, with 3 connections for 99 yards and a touchdown with Bennett. Cook was also a factor in the ground game with 6 carries for 32 yards. His versatility and ability to carve up other teams' defensive schemes to place a linebacker or a DB on him stood out and will be a major factor in the national championship game. The nation's best defense also did their part, forcing Michigan to turn the ball over on 4 straight possessions to eliminate any opportunity for them to stay in this game. And so it is official. The rematch is set for January 10th in Indianapolis, where the Georgia Bulldogs will get a second chance against the team that ruined their perfect season. There is a lot at stake as the Bulldogs look to avenge their loss in their overtime thriller versus the Tide in the 2018 National Championship game, while the Tide looks to become the first team in the college football playoff era to win back-to-back national championships. It will be an SEC heavyweight battle for the ages. So make sure you tune in next Monday night to see who will be officially crowned the best team at the end of this wild college football season. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Blake's Take. Make sure you subscribe and like for more, and tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and or YouTube, and TikTok and Instagram for all the content on local and national sports. And I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day.